Good evening, YB gang.
What is up, YB Nation? It's your boy.
What's up, Wolfpack? Welcome back to another YouTube video.
Exactly.
Come back, Wolfpack.
Make sure to smash that like button.
How many times do they have to slash the like button?
A lot.
I'm not gonna change the background today. I'll probably just add one picture.
Muhammad, are you still like grinding on Shindo Life?
Yep, the grind doesn't stop.
Cringe. Alright, no man.
I wish you the best in your League of Legends match.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about what I be talking about.
Did you guys see my cousin earlier?
Hmm?
No.
Oh. I like went up to him and dapped him up and everything.
Yeah, but then you like turned your camera off.
I turned my screen off. I didn't think that turned the camera off too.
Yeah.
And you turned the camera off.
Dang.
This man, dude, when are we gonna read more JoJo with like the boys?
I'm about to read Umineko.
This could become Umineko the JoJo diversion. But then burgers would like get really mad at me. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He has a point.
I'm not that invested if you really want to read JoJo.
There's the lightsaber, dude.
Yeah, but like, I would get mad, you know? Alright, here we go. Oh wait, Maria's here.
Oh, she's watching like cartoons, is great.
Alright, who's gonna be the lobby?
I'm gonna use the bathroom. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey Roy, you look like you do a good kid voice.
No.
It's
Dude,
always me.
I can't read Umineko.
Why not?
Oh, you can?
I don't have autism.
Yeah, you do.
I hereby cast upon you autism.
Ah, damn it. Here's my point.
But I still gotta delete the text, I guess. Sent to a kids program. Maria was feeling better. Battler and Jessica were being weird. And George is enjoying it with Maria from her perspective. And I'm just kind of just chilling. Oh, Genji.com.
Oh, cool. A violation of circumstances. Come on, dashing back from outside the mansion. shoulders were soaking wet and he didn't have his usual trim appearance. Does he look trim, usually? I'm not seeing that. Get you just once you're looking at him. A small silent bow. Quickly approached him. Dr. Nanjo, my apologies. Please, come with me quickly.
What is the matter?
He whispered into his ear. And he started like stealthing. And then they just left. But then the Natsu jump scare. And then, he whispers to yeah. No, Ben noticed them.
Ben just, he saw through their trick. What's that? Hey, Mohammed. Mohammed, what are you doing?
I said he was going to the bathroom.
Oh, true.
We might have to wait for him for the Ben voice.
Yeah, I'll supplement the lines. What is that? Isn't that Genji and Dr. Nanjo? And that's Aunt Natsuki, isn't it? What's up, Aniki? Maybe something happened. They looked terribly flustered.
Jessica and Maria saw that Ava, Hideyoshi, and Nanjo were no longer in their seats, and that the servant car had been abandoned in the entrance. They also realized that something was the matter. Could there have been some kind of accident?
Let's go check it out. It's no fun if we're the only ones left out, right?
They're like experiencing like life-changing horror. What Badler said sounded extremely indiscreet for some reason. But they couldn't deny that they were a little insecure and concerned after seeing the adults run off into the rain without regards to their appearance. Can you remember the rain? I don't know who sang this, but let's check it out, okay? I'm worried something might have happened.
That's something only a girl would say.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, her uneasy words spoke for all of them.
You see, I told you, I know Jessica. It's like she was my daughter. Hey, Maria, you coming too? Wait, that would make me cross, never mind. Although he's kind of based.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, hey, here you are, Mohammed.
Huh?
You gotta use your nerd react voice.
Who am I nerd reacting?
Ben.
When Ben shows up.
Alright, just tell me when he shows up.
I wanna watch the TV. Here he is.
He's
What's going on without her? Maria-chan, we'll be back. You keep watching TV, okay?
trying to do something at the same time.
And by the time the kids made it inside, the adults are no longer in sight. But Jessica seemed to have a pretty good idea where they'd gone, judging by the direction they'd been running. Couldn't any of them? Following Jessica, we ran through the rain-soaked rose garden.
No, but Jessica's the one that lives here, remember?
The wind seemed to be stronger.
Bless you.
Thank you.
The malicious sound of thunder began to rumble like it had the previous night. It felt like an eerie something had surrounded the island that was trying to stop us from moving forward.
Just remember, is there something over this way?
I'm pretty sure there's a shed for gardening tools or something.
What in the world could be going on in a place like that?
And just as Mr. Good said, they began to see a storehouse in front of them. They could also see the adults there. It's kind of a dead giveaway. The shutter to the storehouse was open, and several adults looked as though they were searching for something. But for some reason, only Natsuki was outside the storehouse. Without even holding an umbrella, she looked like she was hanging her head, and her back was facing me. There was Genji, Nanjo, and Natsui who had just left the mansion. The ones who'd left earlier, Kanon, Eva, and Hideyoshi were also there, making for a small crowd of people. But there was absolutely no bustle of activity. When Natsui realized that the children were approaching, a terrible expression rose to her face, and she ran at them with her arms spread wide.
You mustn't come any closer. Go back to the mansion.
But despite that, no, because of that, the kids saw the sweet Natsui was trying to keep them away from him. Inside the storehouse, with its shutter wide open, a faint fluorescent light shone down. And right there was... yeah, whoever's just screaming. It's gonna be Rudolph. It's gonna be Rudolph's, like, dead body. His, like, dead or lifeless body.
Just some execution.
Here's my proof.
That was just because Jessica screams the loudest.
Okay.
Same things for the Battler and Jordan. Bounties.
Ava spread her arms just like Natsui, roaring at the kids with a bone-chilling expression on her face. Then, take everyone and return to the mansion. Quickly. Right now. Natsui.
But that wasn't why everyone's
She was trying to stop us. God damn it. Like, who's saying what? Like, who's doing the narrator part?
Well, I don't know. I kind of felt like doing that for the script.
Which is very unclear. It was her mother's heart, trying to protect the eyes and hearts of us children by blocking our view of that terrible scene by at least the width of one of her arms.
Is this some kind of joke, is it? I've seen this kind of cheap scene once in a while. It's better. And on the TV and movies, I've seen it over and over again.
Is that an anime expert?
Just seeing something appear in real life that I'd seen plenty of times before in some of those more sensational movies. The launch of that scene. It's that.
It is Rudolph.
I get it, man.
I'm
That's
not.
Uncle Cross. And Kairi-san. And Aunt Rosa.
Wait, what? And multiple of them? Dad! It's like, Dad! No! You mustn't, Jessica. You mustn't go in.
You mustn't go.
Dead.
We're gonna know it's just a session or someone's inspired by it. Most likely. 6 hours or more than 5, 6 hours. As far as I can tell, they're looking at the damage area. And with the high probability that they were damaged after their deaths.
Who all has died then?
Huh?
Who all has died then?
So they have Kraus, Kyrie, Rudolph, Aunt Rosa.
And those are all the people that are missing.
Shannon is also missing, but she wasn't mentioned.
Yeah. There's like a lot of people missing, but exactly is dead.
No.
I must stop that.
I'm a general practitioner.
He's a general practitioner.
Examining corpses outside my area of expertise.
So what's going on here?
It could be Muhammad moment. Muhammad.
Actually, that's my.
Yeah. So what's going on? Yeah. Just killing him wasn't enough. So they went on to do something like this.
Oh, why is he like an angry Brit?
You can't make him British, you gotta make him like Italian.
Yeah, he's like an Italian tough guy.
He's like a Bostonian.
I can't do Italian. I know what's going on.
So what's going on here? Just wasn't enough? So they went on to do something like this? Oh, what are you talking about? Alright, I'm going, bye-bye. Alright, should I read this? The devil! The devil! This is the work of the devil. Is this still me?
No.
Unnecessary okay. Caught Jessica in the arms and unable to caught Jordan.
And on it.
Good night, YB gang.
Good night, Code
2,500 cucumbers, hashtag 0163.
That is so true. He just doxed my Discord. What the fuck? He like gave out my phone number pretty much. You're an asshole. What the fuck?
Wait, let me take a screenshot of your account and put it on the.
Oh my god, he's like putting up my address now. That's basically what he's doing.
I do have your address.
Burger's like now here's 2,500 cucumber phone number. Like listed on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you his address.
I'll tell you Muhammad's, he lives at... Dude, I could've just doxed
9909.
Oh! That's so true. Oh yeah, why is Gestapo above autism baby again?
What's it called, Wait, what?
Why is Gestapo above autism baby?
Fix that.
No, it's still above it.
Fix it. No, but, yeah, Badler's the only one who's homeless now.
Wow, right. Why was it above Gestapo, or why was it above Autism Baby in the first place?
I don't know. I fixed it. If only there had been someone there to catch me too. But I think they only have a flashlight, so I wouldn't have this horrible evil scene burning into my
Alright, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No.
That's not it. Isn't that there's no one here to catch me? The people who should catch me, they're right here, aren't
Right there. Damn.
Just as Jessica said, it did look like a storehouse with gardening tools. Lawnmower with extra blades, grass sickle and a hammer, some carpentry tools such as a saw, piled up potted plants and bags of fertilizer, and treated just the same. Corpses of several people had been laid to rest. No, been tossed in there. I could tell them by their clothes.
What?
And he was gonna shoot me
And that
with
was,
acid too.
But that old bastard and Kyrie, really? Kyrie? Man.
I mean, what I don't understand is, did these guys like stay up for too long or something? Like, did Cross never go to sleep that night? Or did...
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, actually, no, it's 6 hours, so... Right now it's like 10, right?
I think it's like, what up, because they started at 6, and then breakfast was supposed to be at 7, and then it was like, oh, it's like a little past 8, and breakfast isn't done. So
Okay.
is it like 8:30 right now, maybe?
Okay.
But can you just hit escape and it shows the clock?
No.
Oh, it doesn't? It doesn't show the clock anymore?
But yeah, it's like, I forgot what it was. Like, no, it's right, it was like, it's like 8:30 right now.
Yeah,
6
like
hours before that. That's like 2 in the morning. So, it was like 12 o'clock when we left them last. So it does make sense to think that all of these were the people that like were still out and about at that time.
Yeah, I guess so.
And maybe Natsuki was supposed to get caught, but she was in her room and she had the charm.
She had the charm.
And the bloody hands.
Uncle Krause. And then what was that? Goda?
Oh, Goda got caught too.
Are there still more? Thank God Goda's dead.
Goda? This one they can count in one hand.
What?
Don't know the one he's guarding to.
I thought he only counted 5. Does he have less than 5 fingers?
He's like Rumia, he doesn't even have 5 fingers. Good, popcorn is over. Now I can two-hand this keyboard.
Yeah, I'm still confused. That's the 5 characters gone. But like, this is not even the end of chapter 1. Like, what? Like, how do things continue from here?
Well, there's 8 episodes, and also well, the thing is, right? According to the tips, right?
Yeah.
According to tips.
Yeah, sorry. Remember Kinzo was talking about like the game.
Yeah, so
He's talking about how like everybody had to die.
yeah, in the game, like every like hour or something, I forgot what it was, somebody would have to die. But if you did it right at the end, everybody would come back.
Ah, right.
But here we have like 5 people dead, 1 person missing. I don't know if that's enough to go through with the game, you know, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
Like there would be like 12 people or something. Yeah.
Offer the 6 chosen by the key.
Yeah, so there's 9 people.
Those who remain shall tear apart the 2 word flows.
Oh, wait, no.
Gouge the head, kill, gouge the
On the
chest.
first Twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices.
So there's still 1 more, because they only...
Well, Shannon is missing.
Yeah, Shannon is gone.
So, it's... Unless she's just like hiding or something. Or maybe Natsuki was supposed to be the 6th, actually.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so that's the 6th.
Or maybe it like didn't work, too. Because Shannon, she's just furniture, you know?
No, but there's also the fact that you have to obtain the key and then this happens, right? So, like, what, did Beatrice get, like, salty and, like, she just got picked up the key and started killing people? Or did somebody actually find the key and didn't tell anybody?
I guess Kinzo would be like someone that would make most sense.
Well, obviously he knows where the key is. I mean, what's the...
Oh no, because his whole thing, he wants to see Beatrice again. So I guess he wouldn't have issue. If he had the key, he would definitely kill all 6 of them. But then there's like the bloodied hand on the door, which would be more like Beatrice.
Yeah, because it was something of malignant nature. Definitely the only people that we know, like, know magic, are Beatrice and Kinzo.
Oh yeah, Maria. Maria killed them all.
Yeah. These bodies jammed in here, they've been given an atrocious makeup. Or like, their faces like
Loud, what?
their faces are smashed. They're forced into expressions of normal people have been in death. You can't tell where their eyes or their nose were, but I can find their mouths because they were gaping wide. Gums and splinters. Front teeth were missing, and cheeks that covered all this were torn up and laid bare. Whoa. That trendy makeup you always spend so much time on didn't let you out of man, is it doing anything? I always thought you were going hell, but still not like this, right? You remember that one with the son of a gun?
Hey, you're supposed to curse.
No. I only did that from an MGR tournament while I watched the video.
Okay.
That's true.
Reasoning with the bodies. There's absolutely no reason to end up like this too. They've got
No
faces.
face.
No faces.
Oh, God damn.
Oh wait, this is wait. Bender, you mustn't see your parents like this.
How you mustn't see your parents like this. So true.
Yeah, Bender.
You mustn't see them like this.
Bender, you mustn't see your parents like this.
They wouldn't want you to see them like this.
Yeah, your parents wouldn't want you to see them like this. Yeah, so this is the first time that we get Bender crying. Which of course OG is always the best, but that's just because, you know. Pachinko's good.
I think Pachinko better, yeah.
Yeah, like that's, obviously it's just like funny. Yeah. Bad, your parents wouldn't want you to see them like this.
Yeah, they wouldn't want you to see them like this.
Fairly
You
says-
mustn't look anymore.
The people are supposed to have faces that look like they're sleeping peacefully, right? They got no faces. Guys, like no faces. I don't know what kind of faces they were wearing when they died. What's wrong with me? I have to see these smash wash their faces every time I die. That's just great. I didn't want to remember that from last year's scene.
It's so true.
Just great, just great. But why even Kyrie said to this? Kyrie said he's a crook. She should take me off of there. She was like a big sister. It's wrong. It's all wrong. It's like a crosses it, doesn't it? It's not his whole face, just the side. This is gonna have his face left, right? That's still better, that's still better.
I did.
Just filled her ears with the sound of her own screaming, trying to shut out my reckless words.
Stop it, Battler. You gotta stop it. Crying about it.
Disregarding Asian influence, I felt my was clinging to Aniki's waist and sound.
He's clinging to Ben.
It was as if I was crying on behalf of her hair. Presenting the feelings of her when I screamed over and over. It's like you said, like to you more, right?
Yeah, no,
Maria's watching the
Maria's
One
just
Piece
watching
War
TV. Maria's just sitting there, it's like, abandon your stupid dreams, Zola. She's like, no way.
Yeah, we went
Why'd
for
you
that
get the
one.
voice so good?
That's what he says.
Yeah, I know. No, I was thinking, hey Luffy, good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you, bud.
Say that!
Oh wait, this is you.
Huh?
Oh, wait, you gotta give him a little bit of a Chad voice though.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. It's like, you know what I mean, right? Like half a nerd, half a Chad.
Alright, okay. One extra moment.
Like I know you did Ben before, and
Alright.
that voice was pretty good.
Father. The ones lying dead, lying over there are Uncle Cross, Uncle Rudolph, and Aunt Kyrie, and Aunt Rosa, and Goda-san. Just those five, right? No.
No.
There's 6 people.
Where's the sixth?
There's one more person over there. Over here.
The body Hideyoshi was looking down on now happened to be hidden among the shadows in that mountain range of objects, in a blind spot to Ben, who stood by the entrance. So Ben couldn't tell whose body it was. So Ben cursed himself. He cursed the fact that his worst guesses always turned out to be right. That's the nerd, Muhammad.
Oh, my bad. So, oh wait, hold up. I'm fighting something. I didn't expect us to get right back into it. Just 1 extra second. Just 1 moment. 1 moment, friends.
Wait, what are you even playing?
Shit, no life. I have to get away from it. Alright.
So, the one lying at your feet. Shannon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Shannon.
Now he starts crying. There's like 5 other people dead, but now he's crying.
It's been a real tough week for him, alright?
Ben felt completely
He's
sad.
crying because he's not gonna get any pussy. Damn.
Hey, the struggles of a real one.
I mean, I would say that it was the love of his life, but it was also kind of just low-hanging fruit, you know? 'Cause-
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was just a bit random servant that, like, because he couldn't land anybody else. But for illustrative purposes, let's say that she was somebody who he actually had to work for, not just order to become his girlfriend.
That's true.
He shook slightly, his lower lip trembling. Normally, he would have wanted to run to his beloved's body, screaming and crying. However, before rashly rushing forward, he worked to keep his composure and asked his father.
Is Shannon the same as
Uncle Cross and the others?
Hideyoshi deeply understood the meaning of those words,
Yeah, was her face torn off?
so he couldn't give Ben an immediate answer. Or rather, he felt that silence was the only sincere and loving response he could give Ben right now. When Ben asked if Shannon was the same, he meant to ask whether her corpse was in the same condition as the others or not. Since Hideyoshi hadn't denied it, that meant her corpse was in the same brutal state.
Skill issue.
Dude.
It kind of seems like a...
Can I look at Sharon?
No.
No. You can't. Why not?
It's
You
awful.
stupid bastard.
moment.
Why not? After all, I won't be able to see Shannon's face again, right?
It's not like she has one now.
Oh, wow, too soon, Dustman. Come
Well,
on.
no, Uncle Kraus had at least half one.
Oh, that's true. According to Battler. So why will you let me see it? Well, her face. You're not gonna see what her face looked like at the end.
So, why won't you let me see what her face looked like in the end?
What half her face looked like at the end?
The last time you met Shannon Sand was right yesterday, right? Yes.
No, she's gonna be wearing the ring, and then he's gonna lose his shit.
When you left her, what kind of face was she showing you? It was a wonderful smile.
After he handed her the ring, she hesitated, even though she must have already made up her mind. Then she looked bashful and ran away because she was embarrassed to let him see her face looking like that.
Walter House's solutions.
That's the expression that was revived in George's mind and Ben's mind.
Naruhodo.
That's bad.
I see.
That's been bad.
Then I'm sure Shannon Sand wouldn't want to see you leave with that smile in your memory.
They don't even show the corpses. Come on, dude.
We can look up some fan art of it later.
It almost 100% is, yeah.
I gotta see this.
Oh, like 1,000,000%. I mean, you could probably look it up, Muhammad.
What's the game called again?
Look up like.
Umineko no Naku something.
I mean, you could probably look up Umineko episode 1. I don't know, first Twilight.
The one
I guess.
with bodies. I
Bodies.
don't know.
Legend of the Golden Witch.
Yeah, if there's like faceless bodies of 6 people.
Or like Shed.
Yeah, Shed Massacre.
Shed.
Yeah.
Bodies.
Legend of the Golden Witch. Shannon corpse. I sure hope it's gonna look great. Images. I don't see her corpse. All I see is her in her maid outfit. Simply put, I am disappointed and have been negatively impacted by this
No,
information.
you know, it'd be cool.
Huh?
Oh wait, yeah, they're here. There.
Oh wait, there's just blood in them. That's so true. It's smashed after death.
Yeah, the descriptions were updated. No, I was gonna say, like, it'd be cool if they updated the sprites to have it, and they actually did.
Yeah, they actually did. Set it back to original.
Huh?
Set it back to the original sprites.
Okay.
And then what's the thing?
Right, and the descriptions. Inside the Rose Garden storehouse, the direct cause of death is unknown. This is the side of his head was smashed after his death. This is the beginning of everything.
Like all of them the same.
No, they have.
It's all in the Rose Garden storehouse smashed. But he has a right to lament his ill fortune.
He knew he was gonna get killed.
She was chosen by the demon's roulette. That's all there is to it. We'll get to see her again, so I don't feel lonely. Don't worry, everyone will be revived in the Golden Land. How unfortunate. Apparently he was originally supposed to be on duty in the guest house.
Just like the other bodies, it was in such a horrible state that make anyone want to cover their eyes. Her head had been smashed in from the side, and no more than half of her expression remained. The remaining blood-soaked half of her expression had been wiped clean, but that graceful smile of hers had peeked out. But only half of it.
That sounds so sad.
Without thinking, Hideyoshi slapped his hands over his eyes. How brutal. If her face was going to be crushed anyway, then if only all of it had been crushed. She might have been able to temporarily distract George from his pain, Ben, by making the pathetic suggestion that it was someone else wearing Shannon's clothes. But half of her face had been left untouched. It caused the body so much humiliation, while still proving beyond doubt that the body was Shannon's and no one else's. How inhuman, how brutish. And there, trying his best to burn the image of the remaining half of Shannon's expression into his eyes, as she lay at Hideyoshi's feet, was Cannon. Cannon was not crying. Tears had risen to his eyes, but they did not drip down. But that didn't mean he wasn't feeling as much sadness as everyone else. Losing Shannon, who had lived with him in the same orphanage, whom he had loved as a sister, must have been just the same as losing a blood relative. Hey, Muhammad, that's you.
Oh.
Ben.
George.
Ben.
Ben. I'm sure saying Shannon is saying thank you. She must be glad you didn't end up seeing her in such a... I went southern. She must
Yeah, I
be
was about to
glad.
say you're from Kentucky now.
She must have been glad you didn't end up seeing her in such a pitiful state.
I'm sure she's thanking you for holding.
I'm gonna do Hideyoshi, okay?
I can't do an Italian accent. I told you, man.
I'm sure she's thanking you for holding strong and showing restraint.
Restraint.
That's you.
Huh?
I understand. I understand, Father. I understand.
Back, leaning against the outside wall of the storehouse, crouching down limply. Mohammed, that's you.
Oh, my bad.
Father. I have a request.
What is it?
I want you to look for me. Is there a ring on Shannon's finger?
A ring? Let me see. Hideyoshi crouched down. As he did, Kylan suddenly pointed to one of Shannon's hands. Yeah, there is. It's a diamond ring. With a valuable diamond. Must have been pretty expensive. And... Oh wait, that's you, Mohammed.
And which hand? Which finger is it on?
The ring finger of her left hand. I see. So Shannon was engaged?
Like George.
Ben?
Like Ben.
Are you calling him Ben now?
Because he's Ben. Don't tell me
No,
you.
so whenever we go any length of time without playing this game, I forget like that his name is George and I call him Ben. And then like I genuinely get surprised when I see George pop up in the text. I mean, at this point I'm kinda just like gaslighting myself into it, but at first it would just normally happen.
You think it's Ben?
But like literally at first that was just the actual genuine thought. Ava, that doesn't matter now. A man made a lifelong promise to Shannon-chan. A man promised her happiness for life. Who that man was isn't the issue here.
I don't know who's saying that, but being told that by a man is a woman's trade, isn't it? I don't know when she received this ring.
I think that's Hideyoshi still. I also don't
I
know who
also
gave it to
don't
her.
know.
However, even so, Shannon Chan took this ring. Then she accepted it, put it on her left ring finger. I'm sure the man who gave it to her was also happy. To most of the people here, Hideyoshi was simply disturbed by this extraordinary situation and was blurting out nonsense. However,
To
someone
Ben.
who knew of Ben and Shannon's true relationship would understand the full meaning of those words. That's you, Mohammed.
Oh my bad.
No,
I see. Thank you, Father.
Ben stood up. The traces of the tears still streaked his face, but his expression returned to its usual calm one.
Let's go. Battler-kun, Jessica-kun.
Chan. I don't know.
Saying that.
If we stay here any longer, we'll get in the way of the adults.
You're right.
Jessica sniffled once, showing her face to her mother, who had been holding her all the time, to her know she was really okay now. Then she sniffled twice, to face her father. When she faced Ben again, she once again had on her usual expression, although she still couldn't smile.
Battler. Hang in there.
Why don't you go hug him or something? You know?
Yeah, they lost one parent. Battler just has none now.
Like he could use he could use him.
Like he already lost his first parent, and then he loses like his dad
Like,
and
hang
like
in there
the
isn't gonna
sister.
do anything.
He's gonna hang in there.
He will hang in there, but like not in the way she's thinking.
And like, hey Ben, why don't you stop worrying
He's
about
not
Shannon
gonna
for
hang
1
himself.
second and then like help out your brother, you know, your cousin. Battler kept,
Battler really needs to hang in there. I don't know what he's doing.
Battler kept on crouching in front of his parents' bodies.
He's overreacting.
Gomenasai. Shubba shubba.
What?
Those Japanese. They really did calm him down though. He has such a low opinion of him.
And it makes sense.
You bastard, Dad. I bet you're laughing at me. After all that smack you were talking, here I am crying like a baby just because you died.
No, he's crying for Kyrie.
Well, so what? I guess I just got that gene in you that makes you cry when your parents kick the bucket. Butler's face was still bright red from the tears, but he had at least recovered enough to fake a smile, if only a better one. Kanan, you mustn't remain here any longer either. Take the children and return to the mansion. And that's who had been
This
standing.
dude's 16. Like, I don't know, he's like made of stone.
I mean, I guess like they really raised him right in that orphanage.
Damn.
That's who he had been standing under the rain this whole time, unable to make a step into the storehouse. No, but also, like, Japanese boys are, like, built different.
So true.
No, really, like, those kids, like, they can take anything.
What do you think Battler was crying just
According
now?
to anime. No, but Battler's barely Japanese, you know? Like, his name's Battler for crying out loud.
His name is Battler. And he's got like that sick tan.
Exactly.
At least in the Pachinko Sprite, which is the best one.
I mean, in the original, too. It's just console.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of tan.
Yeah, but it's like compared to console, you know, in console he's pale.
Kanto is pale, yeah.
Maybe she had her own way of grieving, different from Battler's. Realizing that she had to take on the role of a responsibility. Now that her husband was dead, she gave Kanan those orders.
Yeah. Madam.
Kanan rose silently and turned to face me. His face was pure white, almost as though his own heart had died along with Shannon, and there was no life in his expression. On an ordinary day, if he had been told to guide the children through the beautiful rose garden, Cannon might have led the way. But now there was no distinction between Cannon and the children. They were now just kids of about the same age, suffering the pain of losing those close to them.
So how did they exactly die? Like some person just showed
No, we don't know.
all of them one by one?
Well,
Yeah, no, we don't know.
the theory
They
is
just, like,
that
piled up
the witch
shit.
Beatrice came in and, like, just, like, smashed them.
Yeah,
But
theoretically.
it could have been anyone.
That seems kind of stupid for a witch, though. It's like, oh, I have all this amazing magic power. I'm gonna just take a mallet and just smash all these people's
well, no,
heads.
it says the cause of death is unknown, and then afterward their face is disfigured.
That's true.
Like, how else was she gonna get the blood to draw that magic circle on the door? Genji, contact the police immediately.
The phones aren't
It's
working.
like a wise guy, the phone's not working. They probably won't be able to come until the typhoon passes, but they should be able to tell us what to do next.
Understood. There is an emergency radio, so I will use that to contact them.
Uh-oh, Beatrice knocked down the radio tower. When she heard that, Natsuki remembered. That's right, the phones were out today, weren't they? However, they also had a radio, so they couldn't necessarily rely on phones all the time, while living on an isolated island. At any rate, they should start by contacting the police and receiving their instructions. Everything else could wait. Dr. Nanjo? Is there anything more you can do here?
Ew, and find like what?
Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do. Understood. Genji, could you at least cover their faces with something? Exposing them like this is humiliating to them as well.
Leave. I'm doing God's work, bro.
He's just like a power word? What was that?
No, there's a video I saw of this like Chinese guy playing this game, and it's like whenever he would fail, the guy would start growling like a dinosaur.
Oh, is it the one where he's trying to do parkour?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if you can listen to this.
Because he has to go like... Yeah.
It's so bad. Yes, ma'am. Genji picked up several dried up towels from inside the storehouse. When Ava stopped him with his shrill voice.
Sure. So wait a second. Stop.
I mean, I was about to say the same thing, like, you're just gonna use random, like, washcloths that you use to, like, change oil from a car?
Sure. It's in the rose shed, too. Oh, it's also the scene of the crown.
Oh, I guess she doesn't care.
So we mustn't disturb it.
How cold and calculating of her. I guess they should just close the door.
Well, Paddington walked in here with our shoes on, but even that will surely get in the way of the police's investigation, right?
Natsuki glared at Ava, offended. Objectively speaking, Ava was right. Even so, she glared at Eva as though accusing her of refusing to do those tragic corpses, which had been humiliated even after death, the simple kindness of covering their faces. However, Eva had spoken both calmly and correctly. This horrible situation definitely wasn't an accident. It was a crime. Someone had killed them. It was a murder case.
Murder.
So they needed to be careful to avoid disturbing the site any further. They had to do what little they could to aid the police, preserving clues that might help catch the detestable culprit. Meanwhile, Beatrice riding around on her broomstick and choking them with her 7-Eleven hot dog.
That's called being real. Most people
Creating
wouldn't get it.
the perfect murder weapon because it doesn't get her prints on them. And also no footprints either because she's floating around her broomstick.
True.
And the one place that she touched, the door, she put a big old magic circle over it to cover up the fingerprints.
So real. Strategy.
It's like a red herring because they're going to be too busy looking at the thing. They're not going to realize that there's prints all over it. I agree with Ava-san. Until the police come, we should leave everything be.
What do you say about it?
You're white. Very well. Close it up. And just in case, we should put a different lock on it. What? A different lock? Yes.
Yeah.
When we came here, the shutter was locked. That means the culprit used the key to the shutter to lock it. That makes sense. So does that mean the key that opens the shutter will have the culprit's fingerprints on it?
I'm sure it'll be worth submitting to the police as evidence. But Cannon usually has it, and he used it to unlock the shed just now. It'll probably have Cannon's fingerprints on it. Also, that key was handed to Genji-san just now, and he took it with his bare hands. Doesn't look like it'll be very useful as evidence. That was careless of me. My apologies.
Genji-san, are there any other keys to the storehouse?
No. Only this one.
So the culprit walked out of the servant room with that key, and then was nice enough to return the key to where they found it. Hideyoshi's theory sounded plausible, but was actually very strange if you thought about it. Why would they go to all the trouble of returning a key they stole? Now, if you think about it even more deeply, there are some points that are even more bizarre. When a criminal hides a body, they're usually trying to delay the point at which it'll be found so they can use that time to escape. The 6 weren't necessarily killed here, but it was reasonable to assume that they were killed somewhere on the island, carried to the storehouse, and hidden to delay the discovery of the crime. And yet, the eerie magic circle scribbled on the storehouse shutter had eloquently indicated the location of the hidden corpses. Sure, it didn't explicitly mention the corpses. 6 people had gone missing. That situation, someone had made such an obvious piece of graffiti and even returned the key to the shutter. Almost as though they wanted the corpses here to be discovered. Anyway, we can't put all our faith in a lock that the culprit has opened once before. If we want to protect this place from the culprit's hand, I think we should put a new lock on it. Hey, Mohammed, why don't you be the old man?
One moment.
This man's maxing out shit for life.
The grind stops for no one.
You could be on GPO, Mohammed.
I could, but I've already had my PPL.
Anyway,
No, just the last line, just the last line.
Oh. I think that is a good plan. I agree.
Genji fished around inside the storehouse and unsealed a brand new padlock that had been inside a small box.
What should I do with the key?
I will take it. I will take responsibility and hand it over to the police. And so he took the key to the padlock from Genji's hand. You know, they're all talking about evidence and preserving crime scenes and all that. But the fact is that, like, there's a murderer on the loose, you know? And they're
Yeah.
watching my own hide. Thinking, yeah, you know, how'd they get killed? You know, what they have in common. How didn't we get killed?
And again, still the lack of mention of the bloody hands on her door.
Yeah, on Natsuhi's door, right? Like, was she supposed to be the sixth? But Shannon was busy, like, walking about, and that got her killed.
Yeah.
And so, corpses were once again sealed behind that shutter, which was still covered
Actually,
with
if
that
you think about it, Ben got her killed. Like, if he just didn't propose.
I mean, she could have just been a woman, like a man, and said, like, she either has to say yes or no, or nah,
And
nah,
that's
nah,
the
nah,
common Ben L.
or
You know?
or ho ho ho.
That's true. That is true.
But yeah, she was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the mansion and like start sweeping. Like average woman moment.
That's true.
Yeah.
Genji crouched down in front of the shutter to fasten the new padlock. Shutters often have a place in front where you can attach your own lock, in addition to the main lock of the shutter. This was one of those types. In the midst of the roar of thunder and the pouring rain, the storehouse stood there, ominously. Its closed shutters still covered the blood-like creepy substance that swallowed up the bodies of the six. To Natsu, putting the new lock on wasn't mainly to preserve the scene for the police. She might have felt like she wanted to shut that mouth for all of eternity. To prevent that eerie beast from swallowing up any more victims. Come on, let's go. Dr. Nanjo, thank you very much for your work. Genji, hurry and contact the police.
I will do so as soon as I return.
The adults had left the storehouse. The ghastly magic circle drawn on the shutter kept the six bodies in its throat, looming eerily as the lighting occasionally lit up. .45. Yo, dreaming, don't give it up, Luffy.
He's still watching One Piece.
Oh. One Piece grind stops for no one. I could have dementia and I would still remember which episode I was on.
Oh, actually, you know what? I just remembered something.
Oh.
I think in the anime, they do show the faces. Like, if
They
you're
have an
really
anime?
keen on seeing a depiction, Mohammed.
They have an anime of it?
Yeah.
It was called The Golden Legend of the Golden Witch.
Yeah, I could probably find it faster.
I found it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll watch it some other time.
Some other place, somewhere, some other time. Okay, well, here it is. Oh, dude, anime battler looks funky. Here, let me do this properly. Boom. Bing, bong, bang, bada, bang, bong, pow.
Oh, true.
Oh my giant.
That's not really piled up though.
何の冗談だってんだよこりゃよ
ジョージみんなを連れて屋敷に帰っていなさい早くダメよジェシカ入ってはダメ今はダメ
死後硬直はほぼ全身に認められる多分死後6時間以上は経過している損壊部位の状況を見る限り死後に破壊された可能性があるお顔がぐちゃぐちゃに潰されとる殺しただけじゃ飽き足らずさらにこんな無体なことを悪魔や悪魔の仕業やひでえひどすぎるぜお父さんいや倒れているのは5人だけいや6人や
We didn't get Battler's whole breakdown.
奥にも1人
Ah, come on.
And then saw the main directly.
Well then, I sure hope he's able to walk it off in the near future.
Yeah, and then it'll probably start off where we are right now here.
They're okay.
ジョージお前が最後にシャノンちゃんに会ったの
Yeah, so he's just gonna talk about Shannon for like 10 minutes.
見ないでおいてやれ
Yeah, that's how it faces.
God damn.
Just a major skill issue.
父さん僕の代わりに見てほしいんだシャノンは指に指輪をつけてるかな指輪あああるでダイヤの指輪やどっちの手のどの指に左手の薬指や
ジョージあんたまさか
エヴァ
Why is she so
誰がシャ
mad?
ノンちゃんに指輪をあげたかは
It was the
知らん
servant.
知らんがシャノンちゃんが自分の意思でそれを受け入れ左の薬指に通したそれでいいやないか
Bro said, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yeah, now the.
Shit.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that's the problem with the anime, right? Like, everything is just so short.
We didn't even get the Badler breakdown.
Yeah, the whole Battler breakdown was completely cut out. Which was like, I mean, I don't know, I think that was a pretty important part. Yeah, so we come back to Maria watching One Piece. Oh, and she's cackling. She's like, he stretched his arms. In other words,
Go by the gum gum.
what greeted them as they returned dumbfounded from that horrible, bizarre scene was the voice of Maria as she rolled around laughing at the TV. Those who returned to the room didn't know how to explain to Maria that her mother was dead, and her mother hung herself, and were trapped by a suffocating silence. At first, Maria returned their stares with a dubious look. But when she realized they weren't trying to blame her for anything, she ignored them, and again immersed herself in the TV program. The children wordlessly sat down heavily on the sofa. Their minds were probably blank from their state of shock. Everyone had already cried and mourned so much, but now they just vaguely sat there, their faces seeming to have lost all emotion. Only Ken had returned to his usual calming expression. However, that probably didn't mean he'd been able to wipe down the shock. Nothing was reflected in his eyes as he stared into Empty's face. Hideyoshi kept on fidgeting, and every time he remembered that horrible scene, he started muttering about how he couldn't believe it, how it couldn't have been something from this world. It must have been the work of demons. Oh, I lost his sneeze. Every now and then his mutterings produced a question directed at Andra. But the latter kept repeating in a calm, doctor-like manner that nothing could be understood by only glancing at the scene. And until the police arrived, they wouldn't learn anything. However, Nandra only appeared calm next to Hideyoshi, who simply couldn't suppress his agitation and fear. In fact, Nandra had also received a huge shock, and his face looked deathly pale. Maybe that atmosphere was why she tried to rise to the challenge and take charge. Natsuki appeared to be unchanged from normal at attitude, and she briskly gave directions. I will go see father. Genji, quickly contact the police.
Sure. I wonder if he would allow me to tag along Natsuki's. Okay, 6 people are dead, but there's no time for the contest.
Yeah.
Since Krausen-san is now gone, the task of aiding father has been left to me.
Yeah, she's the only actual blood daughter left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, according to like base Kinza.
Yeah, it's just her and the thing and the
Well,
the
actually,
kids.
yeah. I saw the cousins.
Yeah, so the chain of command right now is Kinzo, Eva, the 4 cousins,
And then
Natsuki, Hideyoshi.
probably Natsui first.
Yeah, and then Natsuki, and then Hideyoshi. Are the cousins sorted by age or by who their parents are?
I sort by who the parents are, because Ben is the oldest.
Okay, so yeah, it's just this order.
I'm pretty sure Battler's older than Jessica too. Because I remember it was
I think they're the
Jessica. It took them like a really long time to conceive for Jessica, so she's like way younger than she, like theoretically would be.
It doesn't say ages. No,
Yeah, it
but
doesn't say
wasn't
ages.
it like wasn't Ben 18? Badler was
No.
17.
I'm pretty sure it was Badler's 18. And then Jessica is 18, but like a little bit younger.
I thought Badler was 17.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ben is 18 or 20. I don't know. He's probably 20 because Japan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's 20, but yeah.
Yeah, because you to be an
No. Badler's 18.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah, Badler is 18.
Okay.
And then I think Jessica is the same age, but just younger. Yeah, Jessica's also 18.
Okay,
I think
that's what I thought though.
a little bit younger.
They're the same age, and then Ben is 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're all legal adults in America.
Alright, calm down.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought like to go talk to the old man and probably be like Natsuki and Genji, you know. But Genji's the only servant right now, so we can't have him going. But I guess as a daughter, Ava does want to go. As the only child left. In the game proper, for me to relax, you're relying entirely on your phone. Or that's you. That's your line. That's who was struck speechless. She seemed to be thinking that with Cross dead, the one to take responsibility shouldn't be his wife, but herself, the next highly ranked in the family. Or maybe she hadn't been all happy when Natsuki took command without reference to her in such an extreme situation. However, even Ava's mind had been blank from shock until a minute ago. She only came to her senses after Natsuki started giving orders.
He's just a hater.
Just do as you'd like. Natsuki started walking without saying a word more. Eva followed behind her.
Yeah, what she went up to?
As they did, Kumasawa ran into the parlor. Hey, Muhammad, you gotta be the old woman. Just in case.
Alright.
She usually wasn't the kind of person to run around, so under normal conditions, most people would have taken her entrance as a sign that something was the matter. But because everyone was still stricken with shock, they hardly even noticed her.
Saying something?
Yeah.
Madam!
I'm not doing that voice.
If you're looking for Natsuki Nisa, she went to see father. She'll probably be back soon. What happened, Kumasawa-san? Muhammad, that's just...
In the dining hall, there was blood. Blood!
The ears of everyone in the parlor twitched. Everyone thought the same thing. I hope I misheard that.
I hope I heard that.
Any container can only hold so much. And no one here would be capable of handling yet another tragedy. So they all thought it. I hope I misheard that. What happened in the dining hall? That's you, Mommy.
Oh, my bad.
What happened in the dining hall? When I went,
My bad.
when I went to the dining hall to set up for breakfast. Oh, wait.
Why did she turn into Yoshi?
The first one to start running was Ben.
And
Barn.
His harsh footsteps. Oh, he's like stomping. Jogged Hideyoshi and Nanja to their senses, and they chased after him. Battler and the others followed. They flew into the dining hall one after another. But they didn't find any change that might have caused Kumasawa to go pale.
Kumasawa's trolling me.
To those who had viewed the gruesome scene in the storehouse, it was a bit of an anticlimax. However, Kumasawa, who had followed them, pointed it out. There really was some traces of blood remaining on the floor. Compared to that terrible scene, it wasn't very impressive. However, if you calmly thought about it, this definitely indicated the loss of a lot of blood. That's the moon.
there's another puddle of blood here. What in the world? My science?
That's the old man.
It appears.
It appears that a great deal of time has passed. It's probably safe to say they were killed here last night.
It definitely looks that way. We were talking together in this dining hall until late into the night. After that, someone must have forced their way in.
Dad, when did you and Mom slip out of the meeting and go to sleep?
It was a little past midnight. So, we should probably assume it happened after that.
Are you kidding me? Give me it. Alright, does it. No way. Milady, please stay strong. Bobby's just going, man.
The storehouse, this is nothing. He's gonna start licking his lips.
Oh really? Good for you. I feel like my head's gonna explode.
Do not blow up.
I'm about to blow. This is the dining hall, right? Every day, this is where I eat, complain about school, complain about homework, talk to my dad about my grades. That's what this place is to me. Milady, it wouldn't be good to remain here any longer. Let's return to the parlor.
I agree. Uncle Hideyoshi, I think this room will be really important to the police. Don't you think it would be bad if we trampled all over it? Badly proposed this in a slightly firm voice, as, along with Cannon, he grabbed the pale and shaking Jessica's shoulders. It's the old man. Oh my god.
Everything is as Bachelor-san has said. There is nothing more to be gained from remaining in this room.
I just spoke while looking at everyone's pale faces. Even though that horrible scene in the storehouse felt like something not out of this world, at least then we've been able to leave, to cut ourselves off from that place and run away. Everyone had shared in that feeling. However, this dining hall was different. It was in the mansion, the main building on this estate. As Jessica had said, it should have been one of the most common places even inside the mansion. It was where all the relatives had eaten lunch and dinner yesterday. The shock of seeing this place smeared with blood reminded us of that horrible spectacle in the storehouse. It forced us to accept that we hadn't really been able to run away from the scene of that tragedy. I agree too. Culprit might have left traces in this room. Amateurs like us shouldn't stir the place up. Let's leave quickly. Quickly. Hideyoshi also understood the meaning of what Badler had said, and pushed everyone to hurry out of the dining hall. The way we were then, looking at that blood any longer would have been too harsh. Nobody went against his words. Everyone raced each other out of the dining hall. It was almost as though the last person in the room would be trapped in there all alone. Once in the hallway, we lent a hand to Kumasawa, who was still trembling and leaning against the wall, and we all headed back to the parlor together. Then Genji was heard. Ahmed's the old man.
Oh my bad. Oh, Genji-san! Were you able to contact the police?
As to that, I'm afraid I must apologize. I don't know if it was a failure of the radio or something else that caused it, but...
What the? So you couldn't contact the police? Both the phone and the radio failed?
My apologies. A boat will be arriving on Monday morning, and I believe we'll be able to borrow their communications equipment.
Isn't there a boat on this island? Can't we just take a little trip out in the Nejima police department? Just the old man moment.
Hideyoshi-san, that would be impossible with this weather. At the very least, we can't do anything until the typhoon passes us by. Also, I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay.
I'll see you guys later. Later.
Kurao-sama's boat is being repaired and is not on the island. Therefore, we must wait for the boat coming on Monday.
How could this happen? 6 people are dead. The phones and radios aren't working, and there's no boat. So until the typhoon passes and the boat comes, in other words, until tomorrow morning, we're going to be stuck here on this island and unable to contact the police, aren't we?
Which means that... What does it mean? Not just us, but the criminal who killed everyone is also confined to this island. That certainly follows. The culprit who killed everyone is still here on the island. So the bastard who killed Dad and the others must still be hiding somewhere, unable to escape. Damn it! I'll catch that bastard. No way I'll hand him over to the police. I'll slice him to bits myself.
Careful what you wish for. Careful what you say. Careful what you wish. You just might get it. Careful what you say. You may regret it. And it all crashes down. You hear cry.
Put your finger,
But
there's no one
around.
There's not one thing. Just a plain king. But the castle crumbles and you're left with just a name.
Where's your crown, king? Nothing. Oh wait, there's the crown.
Crown, whatever it is.
Oh, she finally came to the realization.
Is she still watching One Piece?
Rather than noticing something odd. It's probably better to say that she was and that she felt unhappy and neglected, since everyone was getting so excited about something only she didn't know about. Ooh. Jessica Onechan. Did someone die? The way she spoke was completely calm. Just as though she was talking about someone who had appeared on a television drama, as though it was someone else's problem. Jessica probably didn't like that. As though trying to say, can't you tell just by looking at me overwhelmed with grief, she flared up at Maria.
They all died. Everyone. Nightmare. My dad and Badler's parents.
Hey Jessica, scoreboard!
Goda-san and Shaggy. And it's even your mom.
Jeez Louise.
Jesus Christ. Stop it, Jessica. I'm a retard. You're the only one who said.
Here comes Dr. Danjo. Maria-san. I know this will come as a shock, but please listen. I mean, she was already told. Your mother hung herself. Mama died?
Ooh.
Yeah, someone killed her. I know it's sad, but stay strong. How many people died?
There's 6 people. There's 6 people. Damn it. Look at that. How can anyone do something that cruel? There's a limit to how cruel you can be if you're human.
If you're human, right?
You're like an evil witch. Oh, yeah, Maria's gonna like blow the thing wide open and be like, oh, it was Beatrice. And everybody's gonna be like, shut up! Well, she was just right.
Yeah, the cold and calculating wish Beatrice.
I don't know who it is, but the culprit isn't human. There's no way their blood is red. No, it's blue. Dub Jessica's kind of stupid.
The culprit isn't human. It's just the
It's just a
chosen by the.
chosen of it. Huh?
Hey Maria, did you just say something right now?
Did she just get like live censored?
You said asterisk? Maria had just said something. But since the words were so remotely separated from the flow and context of the conversation, I couldn't understand them for a second. Oh wait, that was just a visual, like, what's it called?
No, it's like when Walter
Adler's
is
hearing
diagnosed with
impairment.
cancer.
Huh?
Is it when Walter's getting diagnosed with cancer and he just like zones out and the whole thing is white noise? That's what it was.
Oh, okay. I thought Badler had ear cancer. When I tried to ask her to repeat it again, I was shocked by the sudden sound of Aunt Natsui's loud voice coming from the entrance of the
Oh,
parlor.
come on.
It looked like Aunt Natsui and Aunt Eva had returned from their trip to see grandfather.
Is he also dead?
You can't contact them even with the radio. If we can use it at a time like this, why do we even have an emergency radio?
My apologies. It was supposed to have a maintenance inspection every year.
And guess who didn't pay this year?
Wait, don't you have one of those boat signaling devices that makes a flashing light?
Oh, a lighthouse?
Will they see that through the typhoon? Like, couldn't you use that to contact the next island? We do not have such equipment. My sincere apologies.
Yeah, I guess I need to make a lighthouse.
They just build a lighthouse.
Just then, Kumasawa arrived with a survey cart
Let's
loaded
go.
with finally
About time.
No, I mean,
That's like an hour and a half
should be
late.
like ready and
Jesus.
raving.
This is just crazy.
Since there was no way we'd be able to eat in the dining hall, Hideyoshi had ordered her to take it out into the parlor. Why are they eating
Why-
breakfast here?
Why wouldn't they?
Natsu.
Oh, right, never mind.
I'll
Shit,
tell you later. More importantly, Eva, how was father? Judging by the fact that he is not with you, it seems he will not leave his room, not even for a situation like this.
He wasn't there. Ooh, the room was empty.
What the? Where could he have gone at a time like this?
Do you mean to say the master has left his study?
That is correct. I was surprised myself. I wonder when he left his room. Do any of you have an idea? Natsui looked at Genji and Kanon as she said this. Maybe she was trying to ask whether the servants who served directly under the one and the angel knew what place he might go. However, it was probably the other way around. Their faces made it clear that those who knew Kenzo best realized even more than the rest how impossible it was for him to leave his room.
Even we have no idea. As you all know, within that study, the master had everything from a place to sleep to a bathroom. I couldn't imagine him leaving that room except for a significant reason.
In that case, what? Isn't it natural to assume that one of those significant reasons came up? We still cannot be certain that's the case. Anyway, he is a frugal person, so it's possible he went for a walk by himself, unaware of the current situation. If that is the case, then we must act in all haste to tell
Why she always
what
assume
has
people going on
happened
walks?
to her instruction. Kraus corrupted her mind into thinking that everybody just loves walks.
It's like every time Kraus had to have an excuse, he just told her he was going on a walk.
They would go out to smoke a pack of cigarettes or something.
And that's right. Although I don't want to think about it, it's possible something has happened to him, isn't it? He's already supposed to be dead. He's 6 months overdue.
I'd rather not even consider such a sinister possibility. Just has an expiration date stamped onto him.
The doctor literally said that, yeah.
No one had seen Kenzo since the discovery of the 6 terrible corpses. On top of that, the phones were broken, the radio wouldn't reach anyone, and there was no way to contact the police. Apparently the typhoon would leave tomorrow and a boat would come. But until then, no one could rely on anyone beside the phone, nor could they still rely on him. Tragedy hit everyone so abruptly that they lost all their composure. Everyone felt a heavy silence. Everyone was impatient. You know, they needed to do something, they couldn't think of anything.
No is occurring on this side of a broken G-line. Let's see if the theme song plays. Okay. After that, we ate the breakfast Kumasawa-san had made, which felt dry and tasteless. Oh my god. Are you falling asleep right now?
No, I just wanted to know where that last line came from, because you read it, and I was
Yeah.
like, was that somebody's line?
No. Who's the narrator? Of course, those who wrote after Savannah, that had happened. No one felt particularly hungry. Well, we understood logically that not eating would weaken our bodies.
It would give them a disadvantage in a head-to-head combat scenario.
Yeah. But also be rude to Kumasawa-san, who had made the breakfast.
I think this is badly thinking right now, but I don't know. What's not? Wait. I'm gonna go put my hair drops in, okay?
Your hair drops, what? You're not explaining?
Good luck.
True.
Yeah, I forget that's something that I should do. Like,
Your hair dropped? What does that mean?
it's like this chemical I put on my head.
Are you like balding? Like, what does that mean?
Jesse. I have news for you, Jesse.
What do you mean by that?
Nah, I think cause ever since like COVID, I like started thinning out a little bit, and my parents were freaking out. And they're like, "No, you're gonna go bald." And then I was like, "Yeah, it's a little bit of hair loss." But like, I guess like, I don't know. The barber was like, "Just put this stuff on your head and it'll be straight." Western vegetables. Or his ultra elaborate meals.
Already found I've been planning to cook with those ingredients. Right then, I couldn't even imagine it. If I did think of it, I'd be reminded of the way Goto-san died and the sour taste would fill the inside of my mouth. Everyone pretended to eat for the time being, but of course no one made much progress. Then we began pooling our knowledge of the current situation. 6 people, which included Uncle Krabs, my dad, Kairi-san, Aunt Rosa, Goto-san, and Shannon-chan, had been found in the Rose Garden storehouse as brutally mutilated corpses. And yet we still couldn't contact the police, since both the phones and the radio were unusable. So until the typhoon passed, there was nothing we could do. Furthermore, grandfather, who we might have hoped would be able to show some kind of little leadership in this situation, has disappeared some time ago. Goto-san hadn't made breakfast, so grandfather's stomach must have been empty. And if he had just been taking a casual walk, we should have been able to hear him whining about how hungry he was by now. And despite that, he hadn't appeared. There was more than a small chance that he'd gotten caught up in this crime. According to my aunts, on their way back from Kinzo's study, they'd searched for him, calling out on every floor, but were unable to find him. Considering the timing of it all, it's only reasonable to assume that this disappearance had something to do with the crime.
It's daytime though, so he's master of the mansion right now. The island.
We figured Dad and the rest were probably killed in the dining hall, and then painstakingly moved to the storehouse. So maybe grandfather has already been killed and dragged to some strange place which we simply haven't discovered yet. No one actually said it out loud, but this theory seemed extremely convincing.
We will go check that all of the windows and doors are locked. We must also conduct a thorough search for father. The children must remain in this room. Awa-san and Hideyoshi-san, I'm sorry, but please stay here with the children. Yeah, I don't think GG is getting killed yet.
The two who were close. So are Ava and Hideyoshi dying?
Maybe.
Because they're like the only couple that's left.
That's actually the same with Andra. I understand. Oh, wait. And as we follow the servants, Genji-san, Kumasawa-san, and Kaneko out of the parlor. It's left with Aunt Ava, Uncle Hideyoshi, Dr. Andra, and 4 of his children, a total of 7 people. Let's all stick together and maybe watch some television while we wait. But I doubt we'll find anything good in the middle of the day on Sunday.
The what?
Uncle Hideyoshi
What is this guy
said
talking about?
cheerfully, trying to brighten up his gloomy atmosphere. Ooh! Good show! Watch it. It's called One Piece. Oh really? You wanna watch TV, Maria-chan? Then come and watch it with your uncle. Maria was the only one who joined in. Even though Maria had been told off for her mother's death, she didn't show the slightest flicker in her emotions. Was it really normal for a 9-year-old girl like Maria to act so much like a very young child? Everyone else's moods failed to improve, then they each sank absent-mindedly into their sofas. Aniki, can I ask you something?
What?
Just now, in the storehouse, you said something about Shannon-chan and Ruben. Did you give that to her? Ben Anakin didn't answer, but he hung his head and closed both of his eyes. There could be no clearer response.
Clear it badly. Figure it out yourself.
You're right. I shouldn't have asked.
That's right. It was me. Last night, I proposed to her. That was when I gave her the ring. I told her that tomorrow, she should put it on whatever finger she wanted as her answer. I guess it was a pretty pretentious thing to say. And that ring had been on the ring finger of Shannon-chan's left hand. Well, several years ago, Shannon came to me asking for advice. Well, when you were like 14? About you, George Nissan. I wonder what she could have said. Shannon was always really bad at lying. It was obvious pretty quickly that you were the one she was talking about. She asked whether it'd be okay for her to get close to someone, even though she was only a servant. She asked about what kind of things boys like, what kind of clothes she should wear to make them happy. Lots of stuff like that. Well, I guess you could say that I felt envious hearing her say that. So then she was given an engagement ring, and it all ended right there. Different people value things differently. But being proposed to by a man, well, it can be the high point of your life.
Different people like it. This one, but being proposed to by now. It can be the high point of life.
So I'm sure. Last night, I'm sure Shannon was happy from the bottom of her heart. Happier than she's ever been since the day of her birth. When that carpenter, put her together. Ben sighed without raising his head. Or maybe tears had risen to his eyes. Yeah, no, they did. It seems Shannon was on duty in the guest house last night. That's me. Because you're literally nodding off. You just save the game and go to bed.
It's because I sat down again. Yeah, I got tired of standing up.
Wait, why are you standing up?
So I don't fall asleep.
It seems Shannon was on duty in the guest house last night. But because she was too embarrassed to go back to the guest house with me, she went over to the mansion.
He blames himself.
It was his fault. It's all his fault. Think about how Shannon must have felt. When you receive an engagement ring, then no matter how much warning you've been given beforehand, it's perfectly normal to get so excited that your mind goes blank. She must have been incredibly embarrassed. And then Shannon went to the mansion, even though she hadn't been assigned there. Helped Goda-san with his work, and got caught up in his crime. If only I hadn't given her that ring. On that day, in that place, Shannon wouldn't have, Sayo wouldn't have been caught up in that crime.
Aniki, it's the one place where you're wrong. It's definitely wrong. So don't cry on me.
Bevercon, let's leave him be.
After Aunt Ayla said that, I stopped talking about it.
Misplaced words of comfort might actually do more harm than good. Jessica sat down next to Aniki and put an arm around him.
Hey, some actual, cousin-to-cousin counseling.
Sure. Maybe only Jessica, who had known about Aniki and Shannon's love since the beginning, and who had even discussed that relationship with Shannon, could comfort Aniki. I went over to Aunt Ava and sat down in the opposite sofa. Badler-kun, you really are strong. It looks like you've kept a good hold on yourself.
The depth of the love becomes the depth of the wound, right? After all, it's not like how that old bastard died has anything to do with me. I feel bad about Kairi-san, but, well, she wasn't actually my parent.
My. You're an asshole. If that's so, you certainly were crying a lot back then.
Well, I did think at least that much crying was due with gratitude to the parent who raised me. Yeah.
You miss Kairi? The speed of that changeover and that dry tone must have come from Rudolph. That kid would always get violently happy, sad, and angry. But he'd always regain his cool immediately afterwards. That's just like Malika.
It's nothing like that. I haven't really been able to get over the shock yet. I think the only difference between me and everyone else is the kinds of emotions that store in me.
What do you mean by that? I've been acting much calmer than George, Aniki, and Jessica. That wasn't because my sadness was any less intense, or because I'd already recovered. My sadness was simply getting replaced gradually with a different emotion. Rather than sad, I'd say I'm more pissed off.
This is audible speaking.
Ah, that's true.
What bastard did this and where? It's kind of been eating at me that I didn't get a chance to smack him upside the face. That was what I really wanted to do. Couldn't forgive myself as I just sat there overwhelmed with sadness and hugging my knees. Since the time Dad and the others were killed, Silent has been covered up by the typhoon. Which means the bastard responsible for all this is still somewhere on the island.
Yes, that would seem to be the case. I wonder if they're hiding somewhere in that dark forest even now.
I felt like I'd had a very similar conversation with Kyrie-san the night before.
Because he did.
That's right. After the letter from the person claiming to be Beatrice appeared at the dinner table last night. They talked about whether or not a 19th person actually exists. Aunt Ava, do you think this murder has anything to do with the letter from Beatrice last night?
That one? Well, I wonder. All of the siblings agreed that the mysterious letter was sent to further complicate the problem of father's inheritance. As to whether that and the case this morning are related, it's impossible to tell at this stage.
Was that letter really given to Maria by some witch on a broomstick and a 7-Eleven hot dog in her hand called Beatrice?
How could it be? All of it was a farce devised by father, wasn't it? And then he murdered 6 people. He made Shan and Chan or someone wear the dress in the portrait and trick Maria-chan, right? Isn't that just the kind of overly intricate prank father would pull?
Last night, I talked to Kyrie-san about whether Beatrice actually exists. Kyrie-san also said that Beatrice is probably one of the 18 of us.
Isn't that obvious? There's no one else on this island besides us, right? Wake up. Then there must be someone amongst us who's pretending to be Beatrice.
I was trying to press space bar from within my pants. There's no one else but us on this island, you think?
Obviously, right? Are you saying there could be someone else here other than us? No one is on this island except us. There are only 18 people. On what precedent do I say this? None at all. So the one pretending to be Beatrice has to be one of those 18.
Kyrie-san denied the existence of a 19th person by spinning the chessboard around.
Even though Aunt Ava hadn't constructed an argument that complicated, her opinion at least was the same. That kind of sucks when we lost Kyrie instead, and we got this like idiot.
Yeah.
Except, if that's the case, our situation starts to look very ugly. At the time of Beatrice's letter, the whole thing could be passed off as a prank set up by someone or another. However, if we're assuming there's no ninth person, we can't ignore this anymore. In other words,
If there is no 19th person, and the culprit killed that and the other, this is one who was the one on the same team. So in other words, the people who killed them is the one of the people inside this grave mansion today right now.
man, just save the game.
I suppose. I mean, I wanted to get to like another clock moment or something important, you know? But it's like,
I mean, we're like spinning the chessboard around right now. Is that not important?
well, I mean like an important like stopping point. Look. Let's let me pretend I just drank some Red Bull.
Okay.
So in other words, the person who killed him is one of the people in this mansion right now.
Aunt Ava's the mild meaningful.
No, but it's interesting because I'm not falling asleep because I'm standing up, you know? Like, I'm standing on my 2 feet with like, just like kind of thinking. If I stayed standing for too long, then I'd probably fall over. But,
You like squat?
I'd be fine. Squat?
It looked like she thought this conclusion should have been obvious from the very beginning.
Oh, Russian.
The culprit carried the bodies of those 6 into the storehouse. But even that was an impressive feat, don't you think? That shutter is always closed and locked, right? In other words, if the woman carried it into the storehouse, the culprit will need to unlock the shutter. Understand? You understand.
Is it possible to show there was after being mistaken then?
The servant said it's always kept locked. In other words, unless the culprit took the keys from the servant room, there's no way they could have opened the storehouse.
I wonder if the key in the servant room was the only one.
Genji-san said that was the case. There definitely could have been a copy. Which means the culprit knew where that single key was kept, and took it. Just now, I watched when Canon-kun return the key to the servant room. The wall was packed with keys, and I don't think a novice would know where or what those keys went to. The culprit was miraculously able to find the storehouse key among all of those. Furthermore, even though the key didn't have a tag or anything sticking to it, they knew it was the key to the storehouse behind the rose garden. And that means they also knew where the storehouse was. I'll say it even clearer. The culprit knew the inside of the server room well.
Her argument was extremely plain and clear. If the bodies had been found thrown somewhere in the bushes or rose garden, there wouldn't have been much to go on. However, there was only one key to the storehouse in the servant room. As for the such a large group of keys, a novice would not be able to tolerate it. This meant the culprit was someone who went down into the servant room and was familiar with the locations of the keys. Family members didn't know the address of the servant room, which meant that one of the servants is the culprit.
He's the culprit. Damn. I'm sorry, but even I can't tell you any more than that. However, I'll tell you one thing. It's reasonable to think that the culprits are multiple in number and fairly well armed. They'd have to be, wouldn't they? They had to assault the floor in the dining hall and kill them, drag a total of 6 bodies all the way to the storehouse beyond the rose garden, and arrange for that disgusting makeup and the graffiti on the shelf. There's no way that a single culprit could carry all of that on their own, right?
So there's no way that a single culprit could carry out all that on their own, right? Makes sense. Probably wouldn't have been possible for a single person at one time, but it would take so incredibly long. It's probably safe to assume that a significant number of people were involved.
Woo! Please keep it quiet, okay? But she's just wrong because it was Beatrice. So. It wouldn't be right to voice mere speculation like this. And if it really is true, what would you do next? They might not let us leave here alive. This is an opponent who had no trouble killing Nissan and the 3 others. Right now, the only ones I could count on to fight with me are the 3 in my family, and maybe you, which comes to a total of 4 people, right? We're no better off than they were last night. In short, it'd be easy for the culprits to massacre the rest of us. She really thinks that Ben is going to be a better fighter than the guy whose name is Battler. But come on.
Right. I've been playing detectives on Ava, trying to expose the person who killed Dad and the rest before the police did. If only I could cleverly penetrate the culprit's identity and stick it into the different voice. I've been so sure that, just like in one of those detective movies, the culprit would then give up and surrender.
Yeah, you just have to say like 4 words and like piece them together correctly, and then shoot it at them, and then they'd like have a breakdown.
Surrender. This guy finds us new kind of approach. However, that culture would only surrender if there was no way for them to get back. The culprit would only surrender if there was no way for him to fight back. The culprits behind the crime on this island were forced were helpless. I might even be able to massacre all the remaining people here. Even on top of that, the sign was like a giant closed room, cut off from the outside and the lights in the front.
They had a full day until tomorrow to kill, scheme, and camouflage themselves. In short, it wasn't a safe atmosphere where we could get very far by playing detective. To the contrary, we were at a stage where we had to be scared stiff, since playing detective might displease the culprits. And cause them to commit another mass murder. Well, it is just a possibility, right? But I can't bring myself to trust the servants yet. And that doesn't mean I only suspect them. Don't you think there might be some mastermind behind all this? A mastermind? Why do you say that? It's just a feeling.
Think I'll be out of the house with that disorder.
What? It means someone who serves as someone else's arms and legs, right? You gotta save the game. And like go to sleep. Like Darius. Go to bed.
No. It's just a feeling. What do you mean it's just a feeling? Let's take another glance at that.
At what?
Oh, I see.
There was a bunch of Ushiromiya family members who got killed. So naturally, there must be someone involved who stands to gain from that result. I mean, she would. The Ushiromiya family had been right in the middle of discussions about how to distribute the inheritance when grandfather died. If this case followed the standard form of any classic mystery novel, the crime was definitely caused by someone with ties to the Ushiromiya family and who was involved in the inheritance problem. Aunt Ava had probably read a few books in that genre herself. Her argument may have had a few blind assumptions in it, but it was a standard conclusion that anyone might have reached. I think most people would end up suspecting the servants, even if they used different reasoning to get there. Especially the story about the key to the shutter. That made it very easy to suspect that one of the servants was involved.
And that's why I don't like it.
What do you mean you don't like it?
Nah, just talking to myself.
I tried to dodge her question by joking, but I couldn't erase the sense of unease welling up inside me. After all, her conclusion was such an easy one to reach. A conclusion that anyone could reach. Okay, then this is like the spacebar angle.
Conclusion that anyone can reach.
And I just couldn't be satisfied with that. If I tried spinning the chessboard around, like I'd learned from Kairi-san, this was exactly why a servant couldn't possibly be the culprit. If the servants really were the culprits, they wouldn't hide the bodies in a place connected to themselves. Why on earth would they use the Rose Garden shed if they were the ones in charge of the key that could unlock it? I'm really glad Badler is like spinning the chessboard around. Or is it like a based phrase? The police would probably immediately pursue whoever had been in control of the key.
The police would probably immediately pursue whoever had been in control of the key. It was even possible that some other facts might come to light as a result. The more we think of the servants as the culprits, the less reason they had to carry the bodies into the storehouse. What if they knew we'd think that I put the corpse in the storehouse for that same reason? It got to a point where it's like an actual kind of menu item. The hexagonal shape one.
What?
Hmm?
You're like unintelligible. What are you saying?
I was talking about something completely different. I'm sorry.
Huh?
It was even possible that some of the other facts, the more we think of the servants as the culprits, the less reason they have to carry the bodies into the storehouse. But what if they knew we'd think that and put the corpse in the storehouse for that very reason? That's completely impossible. So you know how I told you, like, I'm not really falling asleep, kind of just like losing my train of thought?
Yes.
It's like that happened while I was speaking, so I started speaking about the other thing.
Yeah, you start repeating what you said. Like you're just like dementia.
No, I wasn't repeating what I said. I was saying something completely different.
You did. You already said that part earlier.
Yeah, but I said something different as well. When the police come and
when the
inspect the
police-
scene of the crime, they'll probably be able to uncover many things. No matter how carefully the culprits carried out that murder, some traces will definitely be found. In other words, they had everything to lose and nothing to gain. Think about it this way and look at this murder game from the culprit's side. It's hard to imagine why they'd want to call attention to the corpses. Well, yeah, he spun that chessboard around real hard.
Yeah, you did.
Once the corpses were found, it could result in someone sending a report to the police, or it might make the remaining people more cautious, or it might make the survivors start to search for the culprit. None of these things would make life any easier for the culprit. Just like the words of the main character. His mother in a novel recently called Higurashi no Naku Koro no Mi.
No, it just self-references.
Yeah, no, I heard that, like, I heard that Umineko was a story in Higurashi. Or, like, Higurashi was a story in Umineko.
It's so real.
Yeah, in a novel I read recently called Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Every story needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Eliminating that beginning is essential for the perfect crime. Right now, we don't know where grandfather is. We don't know if he's already become a victim or if he's one of the culprits. Can you hear me good, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because my green light indicator is weird. You know, I've said
Sure.
this before. But the state of confusion must be beneficial to the killer. The culprit has absolutely nothing to gain by showing us the bodies in such an obvious way and making us all realize there's been a murder. In fact, this is the perfect place to spin the chessboard around. In other words, showing us the corpses in such a flashy way must be the culprit's goal in of itself. So at the very least, to the culprit, the appearance of 6 corpses meant more than the deaths themselves. In other words, the culprit wanted this murder on display. To whom? To us. This is a message. The culprit's trying to shove something in our faces. I don't know what it is. Oh, M mutes it, I see. At this point in time, this vulgar mass murder isn't making me feel anything except malice directed towards all of us. Malice towards all of us. Is it? Each one of the survivors has some kind of connection to one of the 6 victims. Uncle Kraus' death brought Jessica the grief of losing a family member. The death of Dad and Kyrosine brought me sorrow, while Aunt Rose's death brought Maria sorrow. Gosen's death probably shocked his fellow servants. Shannon Chan's death brought grief both to Ben, who had proposed to her, and Cannon, who had loved her like an older sister. Everyone now on this island has received an equal amount of sadness. Aunt Eva was sure that the servants were in cahoots. But then how could you explain the deaths of Goda and Shannon? At any rate, from this argument, the grief caused by the 6 deaths of everyone but Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi. Even Aunt Eva, who had directed suspicion at the servants and acted as though she herself was beyond suspicion, could not be ruled out as a subject. She's actually, the most logical. In the first place, she was able to argue that the servants were suspicious by focusing on the shutter's key. But if you look at it from the perspective of motive of who would gain, Aunt Ava's name rises to the top of the list. I know what you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking, Battler Kun.
Huh.
Huh.
Oh no. Please don't tell anybody how my head's full of obscene stuff.
Base tab. I'm the one who's going to gain the most from these murders. Which is why I murdered them. Since I'm going to be suspected anyway, I might as well get it out in the open.
I tried to dodge Jason by joking around, but apparently it didn't work.
The inheritance will be divided into as many parts as there are siblings. But right now, I'm the only one of the 4 left. All of the assets of the Ushiromiya family will become mine. Hehehehe.
If Uncle Hideyoshi heard you, he'd say, "Could you give it a rest? It's not fun."
I'm sorry. I was just fooling around, since I'm going to be suspected anyway, no matter how much I try to smooth it over. That's why, from my point of view, this murder might have been designed to cast suspicion on me. What? That's so self-centered. They killed 6 people just to make her look like a suspect.
Right.
Of course. Unfortunately, my alibi for last night is weak. It's not a
Alibi for
strong
last
alibi.
night is weak.
Yeah, it's not a good alibi.
Okay. Hey, tell me a little more about last night.
As you know, the discussion between the siblings of how to slice up and eat the inheritance continued until late in the night. But I don't know how late it lasted. Right, because they left like a little after midnight. So like, they don't know how late it lasted. It is true.
Does he know the discussion between siblings how to slice up and eat the inheritance? Right.
My husband and I had woken up early that morning. We were so sleepy, and a little past midnight they let us go.
We were so eepy, and a little past midnight, they let us go.
Yeah, can you not hear me?
Hmm?
Can you not hear me?
I can. I'm just restating it.
Sure. We then returned to the guest house and rested there.
Can anyone other than Uncle Hideyoshi prove that? No, it's not like I suspect you or anything, okay. Hehehe.
Oh, are you sure about that? Oh, ha, 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 ha. I don't know if it counts as proof, but when we returned to that guest house, we were greeted by Genji-san, who asked if we needed a towel. I think that should be enough to prove we returned to the guest house a little after midnight. Though, if my theory was correct, the servants would all be in cahoots, and that wouldn't actually make for much of an alibi.
Yeah, you got a point there. Guess that means I'm playing detective with the real culprit right now, huh? Hehehe.
However, let me say this for my honor's sake. If I was after the inheritance, I'd never commit such a bizarre set of murders. After all, if I just wanted to make them forfeit their rights to the inheritance, it wouldn't matter to me how they died. It'd be much smarter of me to try and make their deaths look like accidents. And also, like, the two servants for no reason.
Yeah.
Especially if you're assuming I laid out some careful plan that involved even the servants.
You got a point there. If you're killing someone for personal gain, you definitely shouldn't make it look like a murder.
Exactly. That's why I'm in such a blue mood.
That's why I'm in such a blue mood.
She's in a blue mood.
I'm in a blue mood. Yeah.
The police will probably treat me like the mastermind and investigate all kinds of things. Not fun at all. Aunt Ava shrugged with a bitter smile. It was just as easy to suspect Aunt Ava as it was to suspect the servants. So if we spin the chessboard around, does that make it impossible for the culprit to be her, suspicious as she is? However, if that sort of argument always works, then motive can never help us in any way.
No, that can't be right. Knowing the motive must give us powerful clues towards knowing the culprit. That's why murderers from all time periods disguise crimes in complicating ways, cleverly preventing their motives from being discovered. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Every time I spin the chessboard around, it keeps flipping from front to back and back to front. Are my thoughts bringing me closer to the truth? Or are they? What do we save here? You just finished like poning Aunt Ava?
Cool. Right, so quick recap because I don't want to watch the tape. Battler goes to Ben. Haha, you were gonna marry Shannon, huh? Ben starts crying. Then he goes to talk to Aunt Ava after that. And he's just like, hey, so let's talk about the details, you know? And they go on a big complicated rant, kind of just to get to the conclusion that it could have been the servants. It looks like it should have been the servants, but there was literally no reason to do that. And
Wait, what are you recapping for?
Huh? Because
I
don't feel like watching the tape later. And if I do have to watch the tape, then I have a recap. Also,
well, yeah.
If anybody,
They're having arguments
yeah.
because she and Ava suspected the servants because the key, only the servants would know it because it's on a wall with a bunch of different keys.
Yeah.
So you'd have to distinctly find the one that leads to the proper rose garden.
It's way too complicated, and
so only the servants would know it.
All
but
you do is
when you spin the chessboard around, there's no reason for the servant to put the bodies in there in the first place because then it leads right back to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Battler suspects Aunt Ava also could have done it. She's the only one with the inheritance now. But if she did want to get the inheritance, why would she murder the servants and do it in such a brutal way, making it obvious that it's a murder?
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so it's like, when you think about how it could have been the servants, it seems unlikely that would be them. And when you think about how it could have been Ava, like, unless she's just a psychopath, you know?
Now, she is.
She is. But, we don't know how much of a psychopath she is, you know?
That's true.
So yeah, that's just really the one thing. But yeah, so depending on how that is, it could have gone either way. Of course, that's only considering that there's 18 people. If there's a certain witch Beatrice going around, as evidenced by the blood on Natsuhi's sealed door. Like, charm sealed.
Yes. With the scorpion protecting her.
Yeah. It does seem like there was at least some kind of malignant force that was behind this. And not
Well, of course,
just...
Shannon also saw the butterflies.
She did see
There's
the
some kind of weird light.
She saw Beatrice, yeah. In one way or another. So, yeah, strong evidence that it was Beatrice. Also, I know that this is spoilers, but the song that plays when you discover the bodies.
Yeah, that's true.
It has like the bells that play on all the Beatrice tracks, and also the name of the track is pretty convincing.
Huh.
I won't tell it to you unless you ask me it though.
Yeah, what is it?
Golden Slaughter.
That was true.
Yeah, I was gonna say it earlier, but I was like, for the 0 people watching, I should watch my tongue,
True.
But
Nah, I think like Mbaz is probably watching at least.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like they went to the shed, and I suspected I didn't know if they were gonna be dead or not. But it's like they go in there, and I hear Golden Slaughter starting, and I was like, oh, here it goes. I didn't think that it would happen in episode 1, but I guess this is where it all happens, right?
Yeah.
And then in episode 2, if more murders happen, then those are completely separate from the epitaph. But yeah, so I suppose here, now that he's done with Eva, he'll probably go talk to somebody else, and then we'll get to move on with the story. But for now, yeah, I mean, I'm losing my brain, so...
That's true.
Yeah. Let me close this out. Oh yeah, Kinzo is gray because he's gone.
Because he's gone.
Yeah, yeah, his description changed. Disappeared from his study unnoticed. Kinzo's study has everything from a bed to a toilet to a bathtub, so it is extremely rare for him to go outside. However, he does occasionally go out for a walk on a whim without telling anybody, and his disappearance invariably leads to a huge uproar throughout the house. He usually comes back as soon as he gets hungry, usually.
Usually. I mean...
Yeah, so... Kinzo's out there being an old schizo, but... hopefully that should get solved soon.
Sure.
Oh yeah, and that whole section probably should have lasted like 10 minutes to 30 minutes, so I apologize for that. Yeah, now we're back where we started, huh? What'd you think of that YB gang? I should probably move that Yoshi picture. I'm gonna delete that Yoshi picture. No, I gotta leave it there. Yeah. I'm gonna add something. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add something underneath. That way, there can be something to look at, even when there's nothing to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking to the streamers.
Ah, that's true.
To the... No, I'm talking to you. But it's like the people who are watching the stream are the people who would understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Alright, cool. I know what that's all about. Okay, well yeah, good night YB gang.
Oh, that's true.